Good morning, everybody. Coach Ted here with Coffee with Coach Ted. Another edition for December 17th. Oh my goodness, the year is almost over. So welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about the secrets of the ADHD brain, why we think, act, and feel the way we do, part one. And actually, I've been reading an article that I think is really useful and a lot of good information to help us understand why we are the way we are, and why we have the challenges we have, and why we have the strengths we have. And I haven't memorized all this, so I am going to read the article. I'm going to do my best to make it not boring and drone on, emphasize the points, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So I apologize if I hope that comes across well. I haven't tried this before, but there's a lot of information here, and I want to make sure I get it all. So this is an article by a doctor named William Dodson, who's one of the experts in ADHD and writes a lot about it. So he says, ADHD is a confusing, contradictory, inconsistent, and frustrating condition. It is overwhelming to people who live with it every day. The diagnostic criteria that have been used for the past 40 years leave many people wondering whether they have the condition or something else entirely. Practitioners, including myself, have been trying to establish a simpler, clearer way to understand the impairments of ADHD. My goal was to look for the feature that everyone with ADHD has and that neurotypical people don't have. And that term neurotypical may be new to you, but it's the term that we in the ADHD community use to mean people who do not have ADHD, whose neurology, their neurochemical brain is the usual and we're the unusual, but they're not normal and we're not abnormal. And that's why we use some neurotypical. So that we use throughout the article. He says, I found it. It is the ADHD nervous system, a unique and special creation that regulates attention and emotions in different ways than the nervous system in those without the condition. Hey, Sherry Miller, good morning. So, the ADHD zone. Almost every one of my patients wants to drop the term attention deficit hyperactivity disorder because it describes the opposite of what they experience every moment of their lives. It is hard to call something a disorder when it imparts many positives. ADHD is not a damaged or defective nervous system. It is a nervous system that works well using its own set of rules. So he's talking about the term ADHD is really not a good one to describe what ADHD actually is. Okay, so here's some of the differences. Despite ADHD's association with learning disabilities, most people with an ADHD nervous system have significantly higher than average IQs. They also use those higher IQs in different ways than neurotypical people. By the time most people with the condition reach high school, they're able to tackle problems that stump everyone else and can jump to solutions that no one else saw. 2, the vast majority of adults with an ADHD nervous system are not overtly hyperactive. They are hyperactive internally. Those with the condition don't have a shortage of attention. It's not attention deficit. That's so wrong. They pay too much attention to everything. Most people with unmedicated ADHD have 4 or 5 things going on in their minds at once. The hallmark of the ADHD nervous system is not attention deficit, but inconsistent attention. Everyone with ADHD knows that they can't get in the zone, that they can get in the quote unquote in the zone at least 4 or 5 times a day. When they are in the zone, they have no impairments, and the executive function deficits they may have had before entering the zone disappear. People with ADHD know that they are bright and clever, but they are never sure whether their abilities will show up when they need them. The fact that symptoms and impairments come and go throughout the day is the defining trait of ADHD. It makes the condition mystifying and frustrating. Excuse me here. People with ADHD primarily get in the zone by being interested in or intrigued by what they are doing. I call it an interest-based nervous system. It works on things that we're interested in, right? Judgmental friends and family see this as being unreliable or self-serving. When friends say, you can do the things you like, they are describing the essence of the ADHD nervous system. So they say, well, you can do that, but not that. How come you can't do that? Because you can do that. Well, it's got to do with the fact whether we're interested or not, right? ADHD individuals also get in the zone when they are challenged or thrown into a competitive environment. Sometimes a new or novel task attracts their attention. Novelty is short-lived, though, and everything gets old after a while. So that's why. Hi, Jenna. That's why even something we're interested in, we can lose interest after a while. And finally, most people with an ADHD nervous system can engage in tasks and access their abilities when the task is urgent, a do or die deadline, for instance. This is why procrastination is an almost universal impairment in people with ADHD. And that's why I teach about procrastination a lot. They want to get their work done, but they can't get started until the task becomes interesting, challenging, or urgent. Wow. Well, it's 9:40, and I'm only about halfway through here. Not even. No. Let me see. Well, I don't want to make this this too long. So that's really kind of an introduction to the ADHD brain, talking about the ADHD zone, which is really important. It's that hyper-focused zone where we're just really engaged, and sometimes we can get totally lost, and that's another issue, and it could be another problem. But I will be back. Let me see. I may come. Let me check. I'll let you know. I may do an extra session or even 2 this week to get through this material. It's really important material. It's not exciting material. It's not telling you how to do things. how to be more productive, how to overcome procrastination. But it's giving you some really basic information about how ADHD works so you can understand yourself better. In doing that, you'll have better success in applying various strategies that I talk about and the various issues I talk about. So I hope that is an interesting start to this topic of the secrets of the ADHD brain, why we think, act, and feel the way we do. So I won't be back tomorrow, I know that. Wow, I don't know. I might be able to, I'll let you know. I know I have a networking event tomorrow morning, and but it's only 8 to 9. I think I can be home by 9:30. I'll give it some thought, and I'll post in my page and in the group if I'm going to be back tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for being here today. It's a little different than I usually do. For those of you who are new to me, I want to let you know about my Facebook group, Live Fully with ADHD. We've got 200 people in it. Some interesting conversations, interesting sharing. It's a place to get support around issues you're dealing with, give support to people who are having struggles, and just sharing what's going on in your life. And I will post a link to the group below this video when I finish here. If you have any questions or comments about what I've talked about today, please post them in a comment. Or if you have any other questions you'd like me to address in a future Coffee with Coach Ted, if you'd like to connect further with me, please type #connect in a comment, and I will be in touch with you by Messenger, and we can set up a time to talk. And finally, if you're watching this as a replay, please type in #replay. That way I know you're doing it. So thanks for being with me today. I'll let you know about tomorrow or Wednesday. Just keep a lookout for that. And have a great Monday, everybody.